Oh, gather round, you January 6th defendants, because I have wonderful news for you. The wonderful news, briefly, was this. Your president set up that $1.8 billion fund to pay you. Real money. Some of you were already counting it. The Proud Boys leader figured he was good for $2 to $5 million. One guy said he was filing a $30 million claim. And then, late Monday, your president tacoed. That's right, Trump always chickens out, and he took it away. Why? Because people in Congress were mean to him, and he doesn't want to play their silly games anymore. Remember, this all started because Trump sued his own government, sued the IRS for $10 billion over the leak of his tax returns, and then had his own Justice Department, run by his own acting Attorney General, settle that lawsuit with himself. And there were two parts to this settlement. One, it gave Trump and his family and his businesses immunity from the IRS. And it created that $1.776 billion Anti-Weaponization Fund to pay people who say the government wronged them, which includes the folks who stormed the Capitol in Donald Trump's name. So, taxpayer money laundered through a lawsuit that Donald Trump filed against himself, settled by his own personal attorney to reward the people who beat police officers with flagpoles in his name, quite possibly as a down payment to the January 6thers to do it again on his behalf when the next election doesn't go his way. But all of it fell apart in about a week because a judge in Virginia froze it, and then Republicans in the Senate, Republicans, dragged the acting attorney general into a closed-door room and absolutely chewed him out. Chuck Grassley is asking for it in writing that this thing is dead. And late on Monday, the whole $1.8 billion edifice just deflated. No fight, no real appeals. I mean, even conservatives are dancing on its grave. Longtime Republican operative Rick Wilson got on his Substack and told the MAGA faithful, quote, "I have no emotion for you beyond contempt and revulsion." He called this fund exactly what it was, a loyalty bribe. And then he reminded everyone that their tariff-wielding strongman got, quote, "stopped cold by one Clinton appointee in one Virginia courtroom on one ordinary Friday afternoon and just rolled over." That's from his own side. When Donald Trump's own side is writing his political eulogy with that much glee, your relationship has problems. But the administration is quietly making sure that some of these J6ers get at least a parting gift, and a parting gift of actual power. This week, the WAPO is reporting that the Pentagon hired a convicted January 6th rioter, a man named Elias Izizari, who was 19 when he was at the Capitol. And he was hired into a sensitive office that runs some of the most delicate operations that the military can perform. Counterterrorism, irregular warfare, embassy security, personnel recovery, hostage rescue. It is a 40-person team doing the most classified work in the building. And they hired a man convicted in the attack on the Capitol right into it. And he's not alone. The DOJ, they already hired a former FBI agent who, on January 6th, was caught on body cam screaming, "Kill him, kill him," at police officers. And that man is now a senior advisor to the weaponization unit. So just line it up. If you're a rank and file rioter who wanted a check, nothing for you. Sorry, you got played. But if you are the right kind of rioter, we're going to hand you a security clearance and a desk down the hall from the hostage rescue team. And yes, the cash fund, it was a bridge too far, even for these Senate Republicans. They haven't said a word about these national security jobs sailing through without so much as a peep. It is just another day in the Trump loyalty economy. because this was never about justice for a single soul involved. The fraud father himself will dangle $2 billion or so in front of the people who committed felonies for him, and he will snatch it back the second it gets politically expensive. But he will still pay the loyalty out in the one currency that never shows up on a ledger: access, jobs. And that's why I need you to hit the notification icon, because we are going to keep following the money and these J6ers even when they try to vanish inside our own government.